worth my time. Struggle or strangle. The void protects its children. How dare we take this vitality boon. The void protects its children. Take this vitality boon. The void protects its children. Struggle or strangle. This vitality boon. The void protects its children. Struggle or strangle. A veil of safety and security. Take this vitality boon. Struggle or strangle. The veil of safety and security. Grip of the infinite. The veil of safety and security. Struggle or strangle. It was never in doubt. Mine. A contest of wills and power. In struggle or strangle. Resist the assault! Grip of the infinite. Grip of the infinite. Struggle or strangle. Grasp your mortality tightly. Grip of the infinite. I bend to the rule. Grip of the infinite. Struggle or strangle. Time tethers. Grasp your mortality tightly. Tight tethers. Tight tethers. Struggle or strangle. Knockout or strangle. Time bends to my will. Resist the assault. Mine.
I must have time to gather my will.
Hello everyone, this is Necrospunk from Sanctum League. This is a little update on the league start and how it's going at the moment. And the league start went really smoothly. Maybe first things first, I decided to go with Park's RF because it's tried and tested, and instead of using my own scuffed tree to save regret orbs, you just gain so much player power when just going with the box build that I decided to go with that because I didn't know when I would be able to transition. But it's now Monday, league started on Friday, so is it day 3 or 4? I'm not quite sure. And we have transitioned, and but we are still missing quite an important piece. We are missing Awakened Spell Cascade. So what this means is that we are lacking about 33% of our damage. As you can see, we only summon what 8 balls per cast. We need to summon 12. That's so much better. That's 33% more damage for single target, and you notice it also, you know, when you're mapping, it doesn't feel as smooth, you know, like in my build guide video when you have those 12 orbs. The DPS at the moment is just about at 600,000 Cyrus DPS or so, well, Shaper DPS, whatever you call it, and of course it's more against bosses because we crit almost all the time, and we have 25% more critical strike multiplier against unique enemies, so unique enemies always take more damage from us rather than less in some cases. Actually, in the clips, you probably noticed I run a Sanctum, and with RF they felt horrible, like truly horrible. But now, even with this scuffed cast while channeling volatile dead, they feel amazing. They feel amazing. You can move, you can rush, you can dodge. Even though the visual clarity isn't the best, but you can, like, the balls, the orbs, the fireballs, whatever you call it, they have quite a long range where they auto target the enemy and kill him sometimes even before you can see him. So I thought we'd go through a little bit of the pieces where what I've gotten and what I bought. So basically, yeah, we transitioned to Volatile Dead today. Martyr of Innocence. This is basic part. It's not even that well rolled. It's actually, now that I look at it, it's actually a pretty shitty roll, but it does what it's supposed to. Helmet is, uh, yeah, it's 9% mana reservation efficiency, 64 life. That's about what it has. 21 lightning res, yeah, it helps. But the important part is the Volatile Dead consumes up to 1 additional corpse. I've been trying to roll Eldritch and Exarch modifiers. Well, I did. These are pretty good, but what I'd like to have is minus max, I think. Would feel a little bit better than these ones. The fire damage to spells actually helps a bit. Amulet, this one I actually found out of the ground, and I'm actually quite no, sorry. The story behind this is I found a marble amulet on level 78, and I had some instances laying around, so I decided to spam a couple fire damages, and well, I got lucky. Spell damage, all fire skills, max life, fire damage int in this kind of world. Listen, the resistance roll is terrible, but hey, it's pretty good for this stage of the league. Rings, I really wanted to go with some chaos resistance because chaos was hurting me, so now with the flask up, we are up to 72. The flask is up almost all the time, but let's talk about flasks in a minute. But yeah, chaos rest, life, ES, fire damage. My chest, this is something I picked up for I think 10C. I don't know why this was up for 10C, but I got it for 10C strength int, which basically gives us crit. Then there's maximum life and life regen. Another ring, chaos res, max life, fire cold res, just life and res basically. Our gloves, nothing special. The only bit of rarity we have, important part is the dex and the resistances. They get us up. The life regen is nice, but it's not really that bad. This build can go quite far without the increased life regeneration rate, but it does help. One important part for these gloves is actually rolling on nerve, which I still haven't been able to do. It's a 10% damage multiplier now that we are scuffed with damage without the both without the awakened spell cascade and still using Martyr of Innocence. The unnerve is actually a pretty big deal, so really would like to roll that next. Belt, life regen, a lot of life, a little bit lightning rest, fire cold rest. I mean, it's a belt. I am thinking about upgrading the Stygian Vice, but the first priority is the Awakened spell cascade, so this will do still for quite a while. The Stampede, picked up pair, not the best rolled. The only thing we gained from this roll wise though is energy shield, which is of course nice, but it's not that big in the first place. Had to pay a pretty penny at this part of the league to get the charisma on it, but these boots are pretty much done for the rest of the league. No need to look at any other boots. These are the boots we are gonna use. My flasks are almost done. We have a crit flask with the reduced effect of curse. This makes us effectively curse immune when this is up. Then we chaos rest flask. I am thinking about Atzir's Promise. That could bump up our damage quite a bit, but I'm thinking about replacing this with Atzir's Promise. But that is kind of this will always have more uptime than Atzir's Promise, so I'm thinking about just using Atzir's Promise here with the modifier that when you hit a rare or unique enemy, so that's when it goes up. That's when we need the most damage. Ruby Flask. gains charges when we crit, gives us armor, so the armor mod is here, and our armor flask has a spell damage leeches energy shield, which is pretty okay. Oh yeah, that actually reminds me that the other mod we need on the gloves when it comes to the Eldritch mods is fire damage leech as life, so then we'll have both leeches up. What else? We did manage to get a glorious vanity. This was about 85 chaos, so that got us our energy shield game going. My jewels are bad. Spell damage, max life, area damage. Okay, it does have 2 damage mods, but no crit multi, nothing nice. The other jewel is kinda laughable. Just max life and recoup. But recoup is nice, but it's not something that we invest in that heavily. The cluster jewel, I scored this for about 10C, just righteous path, gold rest decks, and that's about it. All in all, I got the stampede for about 30 chaos. The staff was 15, this was 10, this with the enchant was 5, and then I just crafted it. The rings were actually the more expensive. This one I spammed with essences, but I guess it would be pretty expensive. But rings, this was 20, this was 30, and gloves. I think I just found these on the ground. Let's see. Yeah, the item level is 71. I just found these on the ground when leveling. Still going with them because of the decks. Didn't want to invest. I thought they would work pretty nicely for the purpose I have with them. And yeah, the belt. I think this I also found on the ground. So being pretty lucky with the drops to be honest. And yeah, so far I think I have spent about 2 to 3 divines total on the build, but it's online. It volatile's dead, although not as impressively as previously, but it does it. And our Atlas looks like this. So we still have 10 unique maps to go. After that, it's completed. So that's progressing nicely. We have yet to kill any pinnacle bosses other than the Squidward and Searing Exarch in the easy peasy mode. So the next one I'm targeting is gonna be Uber Elder, and before that I would like the DPS to be at least 1 to 2 million to make it comfy. We are mobile, but I don't like the fights to last too long because it always multiplies the chance of an error the longer the fight takes. Other than that, yeah, I got about two divines here stored, so a couple more we might hit the Awakened Spell Cascade, depending a little bit on the market. There's surprisingly little on the market. There's 2 in there at the moment, both are above over 4 divines. But yeah, that's about it. I'll leave an updated pop, the build pop over here, and I'll also export my current pop. You'll find those both in the video description. And I'll post a new update video once there's something to post. Hey, thank you for watching. See you next time.